Hey peeps, this is Dr. Mitchell. Happy New Year to you. I'm happy that we all made it through 2025 and is looking forward to 2026. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about some of the reading that I do. I told you guys before I really love to read. So I read about 7 or 8 books a month, and I thought I'd probably do some reviews to kind of let you know how I feel about it. So here is my list of rankings. This is what I use to decide how well I like the book and whether or not I want to recommend it to you. So the top rating is 10 out of 10. It's on the shelf. Okay, which means I'd have to read this book again. It's so good to me. Okay, 9 out of 10. I'd read it again. 8 out of 10. Great, worth the wait. 7 out of 10. Good and understood. 6 out of 10. It's all right. 5 out of 10. I just want to get to the end. 4 out of 10. Didn't make it to the end. 3 out of 10. Didn't make it halfway. 2 out of 10. Who recommended this mess? 1 out of 10. They wrote words. So the first one I'm reviewing is The Housemaid's Wedding. So they just have a new movie came out about the housemaids. I did read the original book and I've read 3 of them since. And this one about her wedding, it was good. It was a short read. I say, this one, 7 out of 10, good and understood. The next one I read was Beautiful Ugly. It was 6 out of 10. It was all right because I can't even really remember what it was about at this point. I mean, I think it was good. Next is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I enjoyed this story. If you enjoy having a British reader, you'll enjoy this. It's not all a British reader, but there's several characters in there, and it's all about this secret society of witches and how this one girl wants to kind of share herself, and then she finds a job working with some young witches, like teaching them how to control their magic, and it turns out to be a love story and a bit of a mystery, but it was good. I enjoyed the story. I give it a 7 out of 10, good and understood. Next is We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter. I enjoyed this story. It was a great mystery, and it spanned over a decade, and had some serial killers in it. It was a good story that took time to unfold, and I have to give that one 8 out of 10, great and worth the wait. The next story I read was Weyward. It's a story about a lady who's trying to find out her worth. She's in an abusive relationship, and she escapes that abusive relationship to learn more about herself and about her history. And she has some very interesting history, and actually is related to a woman who was in a witch trial. And it stretches back to the 1600s with flashbacks, and then comes back to the current world. And it was a very, very interesting book. I enjoyed the spanning of time and how the family went through different trials, tribulations that built her into the woman she was today. So I say this one, Weyward, 8 out of 10, great and worth the wait. The Bear and the Nightingale. This one is 10 out of 10. It's on the shelf. I've read this story twice. It's a long story set in early Russia in the wintertime, and it's an old folk tale that's just very comforting to read, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense as far as the practical world, but as far as a mystical story that will bury you in snow and comfort you through the cold times, The Bear and the Nightingale. 10 out of 10, it's on the shelf. Next up is Into the Heartless Wood. This one was pretty good. I enjoyed the fantasy. It's a love story again about a tree creature who falls in love with a human, and their adventures as they go through the war in their kingdom. And it goes, through a lot of those same things that we always love, loyalty and quests and desire, and how to deal with good and bad and family and loss. All those things are included in this story. It's also a good fantasy story based on probably some type of old lore. But I enjoyed it. I give this one 7 out of 10. Good and understood. Now, the best book on the list is Dan Brown's The Secret of Secrets. Now, I'm going to just let you sit with that title. This book is 10 out of 10. Self is on the shelf for sure. This book is life-changing. It's a long story. It's intricate, and it takes time to ingest the full scheme of it. If you can last to the midpoint of the 23 or so hours of the book, you will uncover enlightenment beyond what you have today as far as understanding our place in the world and in the afterlife. This book gave me peace about dying and explained what was unexplainable to me. I used to try to explain to people as a pagan. I didn't have to have all the answers. I just knew the ones they were giving me didn't make sense. This book opens up your mind to understanding non-local consciousness. That's all I'm going to say about it, because this is too deep for me to try to do this in a split second. But anyway, 10 out of 10, Selfish on the shelf. Dan Brown, The Secret of Secrets. If you want a life-changing fictional story that will give you enrichment, enlightenment, and a different worldview, check that one out. All right, this is the end of Dr. Mitchell's Lit Review. That was all the books I read in December. Love. Although this is not a Rooted in Real segment, I want to end it the same way, because I'm always rooted in my history, empowered by my ancestors, and always keeping it real. This is Dr. Mitchell, and I'm out.